So right next to me is a man that I just met today. We've talked on the phone a couple of times. His name is Chad Land. He's a newcomer to town, but he does have some history here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am from San Luis Obispo County. Yeah, San Luis, slow town. It's a college town for the most part in California. And I came out here about 20 years ago. And I guess some of you know Tennessee Tuckness. I used to play with her son, Travis. And we were in a group together and came and played out here in a lot of smoke filled bars and had a great time. Uh, kind of fell in love with the place, and then came back out here again with my buddy Heath Seeger, who's hiding in the back there. Yeah, and we both had some groups out in California, and so playing music is just it's just what I've been doing for 20 years or so, and it's kind of a hand-me-down thing. My mother was a country musician out where I'm from, and she played out in Nashville and stuff like that, cut a couple albums. And so my earliest like childhood memories are my mom playing on this guitar in my room when I was a little kid, and she'd sing me to sleep on this same guitar. Yeah. So this is this is a 1977 Takamine that was my mom's. So this was the first guitar she gave me when I was 14. So I had some beaters before that, but this was like the first decent guitar. Yeah. So I'd go down to the Salinas riverbed. We lived in a little trailer park, and I would just hike into the creek and go write music. And been doing that since I was 14, and I just turned 45, so it's been a bit of a haul. Wrote a lot of songs. So I'm gonna play a song. Yeah, it's fun. Is I had a band van, and my friend a lot of people rode in this old van. It was a van I got from a church for $500. I drove it all the way out here, and I'd have to pull over and change spark plugs as it would foul spark plugs, and it had a big quadrajet carburetor. It was a 1978 Beauville with the glass that would fall out of the back windows. If you tried to pop the windows open, the glass would fall out in the road and stuff like that. So it's quite an adventure driving that thing out here in the middle of winter. And back that would have been 2009 when I drove that thing out here. And when I got back to California, uh, it finally broke down on me on the side of the road where I couldn't fix it, and I had to walk into town about like 2 miles. And there's a little bar where I'm from called the Pine Street Saloon. And so I finally made it to the saloon, and it's an old Western style saloon. And my sister was the bartender there, and I was trying to get people to pick me up on the way, and no one would pick me up because I had a leather jacket on and boots, and it started to rain a little bit, and I had a hole in the bottom of my boot that I didn't know about. And by the time I got to the bar, my leg was soaking wet. Nobody had picked me up. It took me like 2 hours to get there. So I had her give me a napkin and a pen, and I sat down and I wrote a song called Worn Out Soul. It's about a hole in the bottom of my shoe. So that was the song I was going to play for you guys.
Great.
Yeah? Should I do it? Okay. Am I muted or? Right, we'll see what happens. Here's a little song about, the hole in my boot and getting down to the bar and seeing my sister and just not wanting to be alone and hang out with some friends. Worn out soul, bottom of my shoe, leading me places I've been before. I walk through the rain, my old leather jacket again. finding my way. The old bar that's downtown. And there's a call, let's sing. Getting too young for me. Lately I'm feeling old, it's heavy. I got a worn out soul, the bottom of my shoe, leading me to places I've been before. Well now, oh, my tears, darling, they're bringing me right down here. I got a fear one day you're being all alone. Well now, oh, my tears, darling, they're bringing me right down here. You see that night I know I feel being all alone. There's a worn out soul, the bottom of my shoe, leading me to places I've been before. So I walk through that rain, my old leather jacket again, finding my way to the old bar that's downtown. Thank you. So I've written a bunch of stuff just during the whole kind of pandemic thing, you know. I have a 10-year-old son named Zane. He just left. He drove all the way out here. We got a little van, 40 Econoline and a trailer, and packed up our whole.
He's 10 years old and he drove all the way out here?
Yeah, he drove with me. Yeah, he rode with me. So, you know, he wished he was driving. Put some blocks under his feet and a phone book on the seat, you know, but yeah. So we got to see a lot of the countryside on the way out here. My mom lives in Arizona. Stopped and visit grandma for a little bit. And you know, I've moved into a house here off of Bell by Amarillo High School, and it is a fixer-upper. So I am in the back room, and he stayed with me, and we started some projects, cutting out drywall and fixing broken plumbing and all this stuff. And I did this for a lot of years in California. I would work for developers, and it allowed me to play music. It allowed me to go to LA, allowed me to travel. I could stay in a place that was dilapidated that nobody wanted to sink a bunch of money into, and they could hire me to go move into the place and redo the electrical, redo the plumbing, redo the drywall, paint it, fix it, and then move on to the next place. And I did that for about 20 years. And it's interesting. My last album was called Random Houses. I don't have any copies of it with me, but every song was written in a different house. So now that I'm at this house in Amarillo, I'm kind of taken by the environment, you know, and so I'm kind of writing some real mellow songs. So this is one I wrote. I was working on right before I came out here. I played it for a couple guys I just met, Corey and Todd, and this is called All I Give. So much has gone wrong. Yes, that's the way it was planned. You can take back a lot of things from me, but the words you spoke, oh, you can't. All I give is love. Whenever I can, all I give is love. Some tough, some good, and some bad. So much is wrong with my life, I don't want anyone to see. When you're from a small town, it's like they all watching you on TV. So much is wrong with my life, well, I don't want anyone to see. I hide in the shadows, keep to myself, 'cause that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. And time waits for no man. Some things are never gonna change. Like these dark circles under my eyes, well, they ain't never going away. All I give is love. Whenever I can, all I give is love. Some tough, some good, and some bad. There's so much wrong with my life, well, I don't want anyone to see. When you're from a small town, it's like they all watching you on TV. So much wrong with my life, well, I don't want anyone to see. So I hide in the shadows and keep to myself, 'cause that's just me. And that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Thank you so much. This song is called Distance, and it was written when we had a neighbor come over for Thanksgiving, and he was explaining he has this awesome big RV. I'm always a fan of nice traveling vehicles for traveling the country and stuff, and I told him, I was like, man, your RV is amazing. He's like, yeah, me and my wife are going to travel the country in that. And come later to find out, she had passed away. And so he had her ashes in a box, and they were going to go to the Grand Canyon. He told me the bucket list, all the places they were going to go. And I was like, God, man, this is like, when somebody tells you a story like that, it really hits home. So I got home, I was like, man, I can't write a song that's that sad. So I said, well, I'll just pretend that they're kids today and that they get a fresh start. So I wrote a song for him, like as if they were teenagers just meeting. And he was telling me about all the different work he did and everything, and he ended up becoming a school teacher. So this is about all in all, when I write the story out, this is about a young man, and he's working real hard to get away for the weekend with his new love. It's called Distance. Come on, baby, it's time to go. Sending you messages right outside your door. The engine is running, there ain't much time. Where we're headed, I still don't know. You never know what I had to do to get here for you. Now you never know what I've been through to be here with you. Somewhere in the distance, we gotta go tonight. Somewhere in the distance is where we'll find what we've been looking for all this time. It's like the scene where they're out camping, you know. Now, baby, look up at all them stars. I'm gonna hold you. I'll hold you right here in my arms, yeah. Somewhere in the distance, we gotta go tonight. Somewhere in the distance is where we'll find what we were looking for all this time. Come on, baby, it's time to go. Sending you messages right outside your door. Thanks. A little love story about some youngins.
Excellent.
So I'm in C sharp and dadgad. My stepdad would call us gag your dad.
I'm out.
My stepdad, he was a really good guitar player and taught me how to play guitar. My mom showed me some cowboy chords and what she could. My stepdad was, he played in like a Guns N' Roses cover band down in Los Angeles. He was a lead guitar player that just shredded. He could play Southern rock and a whole bunch of different styles, and don't know whatever happened to him after my parents separated, but just a really cool dude and huge influence on me. So I used to down tune the guitars and stuff, and he would always harass me, like pick up the guitar and be like, I can't play along with you, you know. So it was a mess. But yeah, so this guitar, this tuning I'm going to play in is called Dadgad, and I tune it down to C sharp because it fits my voice. It's something, you know, when you write a song, you go, can I sing this when I'm in my 60s or my 70s, right? And I was thinking about that in my 20s. You know, I'm like, okay, in my 20s, I watched these music documentaries of singers trying to pay the career that they could have for a long time, and how are they going to hit those notes when they're older. And I started thinking about that too with a vocal coach I had down in Los Angeles. He's like, man, we got in a really nice studio. He's like, you need to start thinking about longevity and how you're going to be able to perform these. Because I was screaming. I sang heavy metal for a lot of years and stuff, and totally would trash my voice. And there were gigs I couldn't sing.
Right.
It was bad.
You're kind of playing in cack-fack.
Yeah, that's it.
Sharp.
Yeah, playing cack. Won't repeat that loud. That's funny. So this next song I'm going to give you, I spent some time down in Los Angeles, and I packed up it. I've done this many times. I pack up everything I own. I sell what I don't need. Just get rid of it. It's a hard thing to do when you come from a person. My dad was a scrap iron dealer. Our house looked like Sanford and Son when I was a kid. I had a trail to my room. He was also a federal firearms license, gun dealer. We'd have 60, 70 guns at the house at a time. We'd have all these cars and trucks and engines and kitchen. There's auto parts on the kitchen table, all that kind of stuff, right? And so it was an interesting childhood, and it's easier for me to let go of stuff. I can let go of things, and I know that's hard for some people. It was really hard for him. But in order to travel and play music, I can't be tied down to a bunch of stuff. And around the holidays, when you've let go of everything and you find yourself in a strange place, it can be a little tough. So I wrote this song called Holidays, and I found myself, I was in a band that was doing pretty well, and I had come back from Los Angeles. Christmas Day was the next day. This is Christmas Eve. I had nowhere to go. I had my van. I pulled up to a studio I had helped build at a friend's house. And I said, hey, man, I need a place to stay tonight. It's Christmas Eve, and, dude, I really got nowhere to go right now. And I was bouncing around places when I'd come back from Los Angeles. And, yeah, no problem. And so I slept in the studio floor. I stayed up that night, and I wrote this song because I had to see my mom the next day. And I didn't have anything to give her as a Christmas gift. So she's like, you need to write love songs, or you need to write happy songs. And well, it's kind of hard to do when, you're on an emotional roller coaster all the time. And so I wrote this song about the end of the year and just being in that position I was in and hoping one day I would find love. That one day I hope that I would find someone to fall in love with. So, love you, buddy. It's my friend Heath. He loves this song. This is called Holidays. So this was about the future misses that I hadn't met yet. Now, I auditioned this at America's Got Talent, and I made it all the way to the end at the cattle call. The producers from Britain love this one. But at the very end, a couple months later, the American producers called back and they said, hey, we want you to come back, but we want you to play some cover songs. So I went back, and I played more originals. And I never made it at the very end. But I'm not known for playing House of the Rising Sun, and I'm okay with that. So here's a little song called Holidays. Another year's gone, and I have to say it was a long one, a cold one. Baby, such a cold, cold one. Remember how I say I ain't afraid of walking. I walk away from everything and everyone. I'm worn out hands and a yellow smile and some old skin. Seems to show my age. I'm not so young anymore. And on and on and on and on, I'll keep walking, yeah, walking. I've never seemed to know which way that I'm going, but I hope it'll lead me home. I'm hoping. And I never seem to know which way that I'm going, but I hope it'll lead me home to you. I'm hoping. I just keep on hoping leads me home to you. Well, now I'm hoping leads me home to you, darling, to you, but I don't know who you are. Well, another year's gone and I have to say it was a long one, cold one, baby, such a cold, cold one. Remember how I said I ain't afraid of walking. I walked away from everything and everyone. Worn out hands and a yellow smile and some old skin shows my age. I'm not so young anymore. Don't, no, 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 no. I'll keep walking, yeah, walking. And I'll never seem to know which way that I'm going, but I hope it'll lead me home. I'm hoping. And I'll never seem to know which way that I'm going, but I hope it'll lead me home. I'm hoping. So I just keep on hoping leads me home. Well, baby, I'm hoping leads me home, darling, to you, but I don't know who you are. And there's another year gone, and I have to say it was a long one. It was a cold one, baby, such a cold one. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll tell a short story. I promise this will be short. I have the gift of gab sometimes. My mother found this guitar. She was a housing appraiser after she was done kind of doing with her country music career. And she started appraising, got her appraiser's license and stuff. And she was at a old Victorian home in a city called Paso Robles. And there's lots of wineries out there and stuff. And there's this old Victoria home on a street called Vine Street. She's up in the attic and she's measuring this house that a person had just bought. And they're getting it reappraised. And lo and behold, in the corner of the attic was an old guitar case. And she hollered down at the gentleman, and he said, well, bring it down, and let's take a look at it. And they opened it up, and it was this old 12-string, and it had 6 strings on it. And she said, you know, my son's always wanted a 12-string. He said, well, now he's got one. So she came to my house, and she dropped us off. I was sitting in the living room. She just came in through the front door. I got you something today. I was like, what? So I ran the serial numbers, and it's made in the same factory as the hand-me-down that she gave me in Japan. And it's been a good old guitar for me. So I figured it deserved a song. And this song is called Music Box. And it's about a little music box that was found in an attic. And I draw. I love drawing. So I have this little book I draw in. It's about, and this little girl finds this music box up in the attic that her grandpa made. So if I ever make a video, it's about a music box, a little girl finding this up in the attic. When she opens it up, it sounds just like that. I know way for too very long. Then you came and found me, you opened me up. And I've been hiding away, way up above. You came and found me and opened me up. I've been hiding away for too very long. Then you came and found me, opened me up. The lady that loved me, see, she put me away. When she cleaned the house out late last spring, well, now the tears are gonna fill her heart. When she hears my song, she's gonna fall apart. Yeah, let them fall down, let them fall down like rain. Oh, let them know she's missing me. The lady that loved me, so she put me away. When she cleaned the house out late last spring, now the tears are gonna fill her heart. When she hears my song, she's gonna fall apart. Yeah, let her fall down, let her fall down like rain. Oh, that lady knows she's missing me. Oh, these years that I was lost, you came and found me. Oh, opened up my heart, you set my soul. Lady loved me, see, she put me away. When she cleaned the house out late last spring, now the tears are gonna fill her heart. When she hears a song, she's gonna fall apart. To the music box.
Nice.
Hey,
Very nice.
about a little music box. Thank you. So I have a whole bunch of different kinds of music. You know, I play depending where I'm at, like what style I'm gonna play.
Sure.
I just change it up wherever I go. And I play a lot of upbeat, harder stuff, And but when it comes to the singer-songwriter stuff, I really don't get to play that. The songs I played tonight, I don't get to play these songs at the bars. Everybody's
Right.
talking. You guys are a great audience. I super appreciate you guys like hanging out and listening. It's like rare these days, especially out where I'm from. I primarily played wineries, and it's rough out there. People are screaming at you to play Sweet Home Alabama and everything else. And
Do you have a list of songs that you won't play?
That's one of them. I will not play Sweet Home Alabama.
Is Hotel California on
And
your
I
list?
don't play the Hotel California. Yeah. So
Stairway to Heaven.
No, I don't play that one either. I know how to play it, but I don't do it. I always pick something else, a B-side. Well, in my younger drinking days, this is a song I wrote in my younger drinking days. Let's see what happens. This is a song called Broken Bottles. And I woke up and I didn't know where I was. Everything was kind of a blur, and I didn't remember names and stuff like that. So I sat back and I got this guitar, and I was like, I'm a little hungover today. I'm gonna write this song called Broken Bottles. There was a broken bottle right by my head when I was waking up. I go, I don't remember what happened, but it must have been a fun time for somebody. There's broken bottles all around my room. There's broken bottles all around my head. Now I don't remember what I did last night or said. Now I don't remember what I did last night or said. In middle, I don't remember what I did and said last night. Lately, they seem to be the story of my life, and I know, oh, I know. Some little beauty is lying next to me. Some little beauty underneath the sheet. I don't know who you are, darling, but it's my time to leave. So don't turn on your light, just let me be. And that don't remember what I did or said last night. Lately, there seems to be a story of my life, and I know what I know. Better off forgetting life that I live every day. Better off forgetting. I'm better off this way. Better off without it. Life in a live every day. There's broken bottles all around my room. There's broken bottles all around my head. was a rock and roll song. Thank you.
What effect was that you're using? It sounds good.
Slap back the leg.
It's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
That's Maggie, Burt, and
Thank
Rick
you.
Branigan, and Chad Land. My name is Mike Fuller. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you all.
out tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you to Nate and to Liz, and happy anniversary again. Thank you for the use of this beautiful, beautiful space. And thanks to Hillary, yes, because she put all this together, this whole series this summer. Hillary, I know you're here somewhere. Thank you. Thanks to Chawasabi and to HPPR, and thank you all for coming. Please drive safe going home. Good night.